Last week I spoke about Cognizant results, which is listed on New York Stock Exchange, and it reported its Q3 numbers. At the same time, something else was happening in different part of the world, which is in France. There, Capgemini also posted its Q3 results, but please remember it is in euros. So let's jump right into the numbers before we talk about other aspect. For Q3, the revenues for Capgemini were about $4.5 million, which is a growth of about 12.9% in constant currency term. And if you look at some of the headline numbers, which is their booking number, it seems that the demand is quite good, 15% growth in their overall booking. And when we see their digital and cloud, over 20% growth, YOY, year on year growth in their digital cloud business segment. We need to look at their revenue mix from different geographies, from their different verticals, businesses, compared to other IT players which are dependent for their large businesses to the North America. Capgemini is quite well diversified, if I can say so. We see that the growth comes, the North America grew by 12%, UK, Ireland grew by 10%, France grew by 10%, Europe by 12%, Asia Pacific and Latin America over 30% growth. If we look at some of the sectors which they have, how they have done, consumer goods and retail grew by 28% for the company. Manufacturing is very strong and services 18%. Now manufacturing is strong because they are based out of Europe and France. Europe is quite manufacturing intensive area. That's why we see the growth in the manufacturing industry for the company. What that indicates is businesses prefer the European vendor, or we can say European vendors. European manufacturing companies prefer a European partner for their digital transformation or for their technology needs. If we look at their businesses, strategy or transformation, which grew by 27%, application and technology grew by 16%, and engineering grew by 15%. Engineering is nothing but Eltron. Application technology, I think about 60-65% weightage is there on application and technology. Strategy and transformation is a very small portion, 7 to 10%. We will talk about that in a moment. If we look at their major highlight in this quarter as far as their digital transformation partners, they are doing a lot of work for, I think, global Fortune 500 companies, as you can see some of the top names over here. And if we look at some of the other data points over here, intelligent industry theme, it is quite hot. Customer first, which is nothing but a marketing campaign, I think it's going quite good. Enterprise management, cloud is quite strong, as we know, and they are the Google Cloud industry solution partner in this area. And data and AI is another thing which is very hot in Capgemini. If we look at the employee metrics, which is quite important at the moment, and many people talk about the I think the hiring problems, retaining problem of employees. I think over last 3-4 quarters they added about 30 or 40,000 employees, from 269,000 in Q1. By Q3 they are now 309,000 employees, quite a bit. So it's about 36,000 hiring for graduates, training. So it's just nothing but I think What's interesting is that they are highlighting Glassdoor rating. So important factor is whatever you rate, you have to be very careful, because this is becoming a key indicator of their leadership performance. So you have to be very careful not to be too hard, not to be too soft. Be very careful. Let's look at some of the is there attrition? No, I think there is nothing around attrition at the moment. We will talk about that also. Now around headcounts, because attrition has become a headache for all IT companies. In fact, even TCS is not spared. What the attrition says for this company, when we look at the comparison of September versus September of this year 2021, what we see is their attrition is crossing 20% for large part of this, which is application and technology. 20%, as I said, application and technology is their 62% of the business. So 62% of the business commands about 20% attrition, and this is 7% holds around 20%. Other than that, around 30%, which is into operations and engineering, has about 18.9%. So in total 19.5%. Not bad, not very bad, I would say. It is bad. Close to 20% attrition is bad, but not that bad what we have seen in Accenture, as well as what we saw in Cognizant. That was very bad. Full year outlook. Now this is interesting. If you saw my other videos in other channel also, we have seen the industry is around see, everybody is projecting a solid double-digit growth. Cognizant while is projecting around 10-11%, Wipro is around 12-13%, TCS is not giving the guidance, but Infosys is growing around 16.5 to 17.5%. So what's interesting is Capgemini is giving 14 to 15%, 14.5 to 15% guidance. That's very strong, which is, if we look at previous year, it was around 12 to 13%. So it's quite a good 150 basis point gain, or more than 200% gain from 13 to it's 15 now. So they are giving solid. What's interesting is that their operating margin, they are expecting to remain in the same range. They are expecting it to be a bit better, but their operating margins are quite poor compared to Indian companies. TCS is a market leader with close to 26% operating margin. And operating margin, if you don't understand, for every $1 sale, what is your net gain for the company? So if we talk about net gains, TCS is about $20, 20 cents in $1. But operating margin, in terms of operating margin, they are close to 26. The Infosys is close to 24, and Wipro is close to 20. So it seems not that optimum performance. Even if you look at some of the other competitors, which are like Accenture is around 14 to 15%. So their operating margin is under pressure, and that is because one of the reason could be they are heavily relying on not just Europe, but other parts also. So for European employee, they pay higher salaries. Now let's look at the booking performance. By Q3, they have around 4.6 billion euros as their order book, which is 15% growth year on year, and in 9 months it is about 18.2% year on year. One reason I could find why their operating margin is under pressure is their utilization rates. When we see the overall industry utilization rates, the strategy and transformation side has very low utilization, which is 73%. That means 1/3 of the time these people do not do anything. And for application and technology also, their utilization ratio is at best 84%, but now it is around 82% in this quarter. Even if we assume that, so 81-82% is their average rate. That means 1/5 of the time employees are free. Look at this, look at the comparison with Accenture, TCS or other names. What you will find that they are close to 90% range in terms of utilization ratio. Around 88% to 90% is very common in these names. I hope you like this discussion and the financial statement of Capgemini. I'll keep a track of how this company behaves going forward. We will also analyze some of the key criteria. Now they have used Glassdoor as the key performance indicator in this quarter result. We will have to see if they are still showing it when the Glassdoor rating goes down. But that's very important that Glassdoor is rating this company 4. Very important indicator. With some other key parameters of some other company, I'll come back and report them all, discuss them, dissect those all numbers for you. So stay connected. Hope to see you engaged on this platform. Thank you.